Next video, question 6 then. Question 6. So, the figure shows a sketch of a curve with an equation, function of x. On separate axes, sketch the curve with equations of f of open brackets minus x and y equals minus f of x. Mark each sketch accordingly. Okay, so they have something like this, and they've got minus 2, 2 labelled up, minus 2, 2, and they've got some sort of curve that comes down here, touches the origin, scoots up and down, and comes through 2. There we are. Okay, and they've said 0 and x and y. Okay. And they have called it f of x. There we are. Right then. Let's have 2 of them, because they now want us to draw f of minus x, and they also want us to draw, and I'll do it in green, minus f of x. Okay, so the first one in red, f of minus x, is a reflection in the y-axis. Okay, so reflection in the y-axis means it's going to come up from there and go through to there, and it's going to scoot off up there like that. Okay, so it's just a mirror image in the y-axis. And for the minus f of x, it's a reflection in the x-axis. So that means it's going to start down in the negative. It's going to come up to the 0, and it's just going to skirt the 1. How many lines up did I go? 2 and a bit, something there, and carry on out of the x. Okay, so reflect in y, and this one is reflect in x. Okay, easy 4 marks. Question 7 then. Question 7. Diagram shows the graph of a quadratic, okay, f of x, and it meets the x-axis at 1, 0, 3, 0, and has a minimum of 2 minus 1. Find the equation in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we have a graph that's coming through, and it looks something like this, and it says this is 1, this is 3, and this is 2 minus 1. Okay, so presumably we've got minus 1 here. Okay, and they want the format of that. So y equals ax squared plus bx plus c is the format they want it in. Now then, if we take the graph x minus 1 and x minus 3 and start multiplying it out, we will find that we have the correct shape curve, and then what we've got to do is see about getting it to go through, checking that it goes through the minimum on there. Okay, so I think that should be it straight up, shouldn't it? X squared minus 1x minus 3x minus 4x, and minus 1 times minus 3 is plus 3 equals y. Is the minimum of that 2 minus 1? Well, if we substitute in the minus 1 and the 2, four minus 8 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's minus 1. Yes, that's minus 1. Therefore, A equals 1, B equals minus 4, and C equals plus 3. Okay. Part B. On separate axes, sketch the graph of the function where it is. Do I have to do it on separate axes? I suppose. So they want f of x plus 2 sketched, okay, and they also want, let's do it in a different color, and they say that f of x is equal to x minus 1 brackets, x minus 2 in brackets, and x plus 1 in brackets. State the coordinates at the point at which the graph f of x intersects with the y-axis. Okay, for the y-axis, when you multiply this all out, is going to be the last coefficient, what would be the c coefficient if you're doing a straight line. Okay, I think it's labelled up as d coefficient. In some books I always call it the c because that's what you know from y equals mx plus c. It's also what you know from your quadratics. So your cubic here, minus 1 times minus 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So the intersect is at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. Okay. So now they tell us that B, the graph y equals a of f of x intersects the y-axis at 0, minus 4. Okay, find A. So with something that's the a of x, a of f of x, it is a stretch of the y in a factor of 4. So it has stretched the y value by a. So how do I make a 2 into a minus 4? I multiply it by minus 2. Minus 2 times 2 equals minus 4. Therefore, A is equal to minus 2. Okay. Now then, what is left? C. The graph of... Okay, so C, after we were interrupted by Google there, f of x plus b, okay, passes through the origin, find 3 possible values of b. Okay, so it goes through the origin. So what do we have here? We've got a quadratic, not a quadratic, a cubic, that is going through at x equals 1, x equals 2, and x equals minus 1. Okay, so minus 1, 1, and 2. Okay, it's a positive quadratic, cubic, I keep on doing that, and so it's got that wiggle on it. Okay, so up here, down there, up there. There we go. Now they tell us that this f of x plus b passes through the origin, which means we could have, let's just take the actual graph itself. That means we could have the graph here. So it has done a f of x is moved to the right, so that's a minus number, -1. We could have the graph coming from its original place. Which one's the original one? This one. And moving this way, a space of 1. So that's a f of x plus 1. And then also we could move another 1 along. And have it there going through the origin, and it has moved 2 at that point to the left, so we can have f of x plus 2. So 3 possible values of b are -1, 1 and 2. Okay.